So you're thinking about skipping the anniversary for the Tanabata celebration. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to talk about a little something regarding the Tanabata celebration. As most of you guys who follow us here know, the Tanabata LR was revealed and has been released. It is a new Tech Ultra Instinct Goku that transformed into Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, right? He is probably one of the... He's a pretty powerful card. He has some really powerful mechanics. He's a typical UI dodge type character. But what really gives this guy the kicker is that he has a domain. It's the first superclass character we've had since Future Gohan that has a domain. And that domain gives characters complete with an extra 10% chance dodge, which isn't a lot, but that can help, especially on those of you who got some of those full dodge builds. To add to that, like his previous int version, the moment he transforms, he has a turn of free dodge. And now what makes him even crazier is he's the first character that we have who has dodge counters. He basically dodges all attacks directed at him with a 70% chance, except for that one turn where he has a 100% chance. And every time he dodges, he enacts a counter that can build up damage over time, especially if it comes after his super attack, right? He can actually end up, depending on how many direct attacks are directed at him, and depending on how many times he dodges and super attacks, he can end up getting pretty close to some of the highest damaging characters in the game. But that's strictly based on how much attacks are directed at him and how much you actually dodge. To add on to that, he's also supporting allies for the turn after he does his 18 key. So really, I mean, all around, he's an incredibly impressive unit. I don't think he quite eclipses Beast Gohan yet, but he's pretty darn close for what he is. He does have the major drawback of being a dodge unit, right? And especially in fights where one of his main flaws is beyond turn 7, right? He can become a big problem with his defense due to being a dodge character. His defense just isn't all that great. It's the trade-off, right? So you're trading major defense for dodge, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It does make him quite good with those counters. Now, knowing all of that, knowing that this guy is good, he's on par with Beast Gohan in terms of power for the game, I don't think you should be skipping characters like Beast Gohan or Gogeta in part 1 of the anniversary for this guy. This guy on global is probably, right, this UI is probably coming more likely November. I know Global Dokkan did announce that we plan to sync the schedules by summer of 2024, but I think we might sync most of the schedule, but there's no reasonable way to slot in UI Goku at this point to Global Dokkan. So more than likely, this guy is going to come sometime after summer of 2024, more than likely in the typical thank you celebration slot of November/December time frame. It's really the only feasible way to do it at this point. Now, what does that mean for you? All right, well, what that means for you is that you have time to rebuild your stones if you decide to summon on Beast Gohan and on Gogeta, right? Because their next appearance will be on the Tanabata celebration, which for us on Global, that banner is always the Christmas banner. We won't see the Tanabata banner. That is this banner right here. If I pull up the news section here, right, that's this banner right here. So this banner is coming on the 7th for JP Dokkan. For us, we likely won't see this till December timeframe in its usual Christmas time slot. That's just how it has been for years. I think even with the sync, there's no real way. They're not going to give us this banner immediately after the anniversary happens, right? It just plain and simple. So we're not going to see these guys return till December. So what does that mean? Like, you've got time to get your copy of these guys, and then rebuild your stones. As we talked about before, Anniversary gives around 11 to 1200 stones. Combine that with Worldwide giving around the same amount of stones. You will rebuild your stones from summoning from Beast Gohan. Now add on to that, it's not just that I think you're going to be able to rebuild your stones, right? Because between now and then, that's plenty of stones you can get. The other thing is this new stage right here. I kind of got a glimpse of it. This new Supreme Battle Spectacle that focuses on reps of Universe 7. Now, if I can pull up the challenge events here, let's go events challenge. So I just want to give you an idea to kind of compare this, right? So the hardest stage we'll be getting during the anniversary is from this event right here. If I can find it, where is it? Right here. The original Supreme Battle Spectacle for superheroes, right? The final, right? Gogeta has the hardest hitting super from this, right? For 2.7 million, close to over 3 when you factor in his attack raises. So he hits hard, right? This is the one of the final stages of this new fight. That's coming up for global. Now, taking a look at this new, the new one on JP for the reps of Universe 7, right? This is the final fight that they've released so far, right? And we already know this is not going to be the final fight because there's always more stages to this. This isn't going to end with Blue Evolution Vegeta. It's going to end with maybe UI Goku or Jiren. That fourth fight here, right, is already starting at 2.7 million, and he raises his attack following that, which means, right, if we look here, his actual super stat is dealing over 3 million damage. He's on par with Gogeta, and he's not even the hardest fight yet, right? These guys, right, 2.3 actual super, their normals are dealing over 1 million, and they can double super, right? If you look over here, we can see that where is it? Right here, right? They can deal 2 supers in a turn, right? You can see that 2 supers per turn with a cooldown of 3. So they in between that, right? So you could literally see a double super slot 1. It's wild. And that's the final stage, right? Even the first stages are kind of crazy. Like, look, Roshi's coming out at 2.2 million, right? The first phase of that fight is at 1.5. Not too bad, but it can stun, which could cause some problems if you get hit with that super. And even Roshi, I'm not sure if Luke here, shout out to this guy. Yeah, I don't think he ended up putting the Roshi ones in here. Well, actually, let me refresh. Let's see if he did. No, okay, so he didn't put the Roshi one, but I mean, you can see where I'm going with this, right? That super is going to hit near 2.9 to 3 million. The Krillin in 18, same thing, right? Where it ends with Goku, 2.3. Like, we're dealing with beginning stages that are on par with the hardest stages we're about to get on global. So why do I say don't skip UI Goku? Well, UI Goku, or don't skip until UI Goku. UI Goku is going to be helpful for this event, right? Where you can get him to transform on turn 5, he's going to be extremely helpful. But because of how powerful these guys are coming out, right, you're going to want things like Gohan's turn 2 target effect to take some of those, right? As well as Gogeta's target effect, which would basically, cancel all attacks directed towards him because he's going to dodge, right? You're going to want both of these. In fact, given, right, his lead with Entrusted Will and movie heroes, superheroes, I'd almost argue that this guy is probably running the better lead because you're probably gonna want 2 Beast Gohans along with Gogeta here to run UI Goku with maybe AGL UI and SSB. Like, skipping for this guy is not that good of an idea, is what I'm trying to say, because you're gonna need Beast Gohan for these upcoming fights. It's that target skill cannot be underestimated. It is so beneficial. It will allow Goku to build where he needs to build without fear of his dodge missing, right? It's going to be that beneficial to you. And again, I do believe we will be seeing the Tanabata celebration happen in November, which gives you anniversary to rebuild your stones. It gives you August worldwide, right? Like just a quick off the cuff count, right? Let's say you summon everything on Beast, right? By the end of the anniversary, you'll have 1,100 stones, assuming you don't spend it all during that time. 250 from the August celebration. That's the average monthly celebration, right? So that's 1,350 right there. Another, let's just err on the low side of 1,000 for worldwide. You're talking, that's 2,300 stones right there. Another 250 for October puts you at about 2,500 stones. Like and then November, possibly December, is when we could see these. So you're anywhere between 2,500 to 2,800 stones by the time this guy arrives, if you saved everything from the moment you summoned Beast. Realistically, that's a good thing. Okay, you have no need to worry. Of course, that does mean you would have to skip worldwide, but I mean, knowing this guy, it's probably going to be worth it, seeing how good this guy is. Although, we'll have to see. But I cannot, in good faith, knowing how necessary this guy's target skill is, recommend skipping Tanabata for him, knowing that you'll also be able to easily recover those stones. So, guys, that is it for the video. No, I rambled on a little bit, but if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know. Are you considering skipping anniversary for Tanabata? What is your plan? Curious to know kind of where you guys are standing on this. I know the UI Goku looks good, but man, anniversary is in just a couple of weeks here on Global. In fact, it's 10 days from the moment of me recording this video. So don't lose focus on the prize, guys. That's all I'm going to say. If nothing else, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha.